Hey everybody, my name's Aymie Challinor and you're probably watching this recording off the back of a video that I recently posted into a couple of yachting pages. I just wanted to say thank you for all the messages. I knew that there would be a lot of people out there with a similar story to my own. One of the main reasons why I left yachting in December last year was to get my health back on track and start living a healthy lifestyle again. I can honestly say I've never felt better. I feel amazing. And in June this year, I was introduced to a product by a couple of ex-yachties themselves. I've had some incredible results with my health, and I immediately saw how beneficial this would be. Oh, I wish I had had this while I was in yachting, and I just see how beneficial it would be for those of you who are still in yachting. I was in the industry for 8.5 years. You guys are my tribe, and I know what everyone goes through and what we put our bodies through for such long periods of time. We're working crazy hours for extended periods of time. We're often sleep deprived. We have little food, little choice over what food we're putting into our body at times. And we're making terrible food choices because, emotionally and physically, we're so exhausted that we're just putting whatever we can into our bodies to get us through these times. I'm not a pastry eater, but I can honestly say that I would be the girl in the pantry stuffing my face with croissants in the morning. And I will admit it that actually one time on night shift, I was on night shift for 3 weeks, I ate an entire cake in the pantry. So, this is certainly not healthy living. I'll try and explain the product really quickly and how it's made. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to personally message me afterwards. I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has. Okay, so the product's called Juice Plus. So this is it here. I actually had never heard of Juice Plus when I was introduced to it, which I thought was funny because I have been on so many supplements over the last 8.5 years in the industry. It's a really simple product. It is literally just fruit, veg and berries in a capsule. It's super simple. On the back of this is not a multi or a synthetic label. If this is a food label on the back of this. So in the fruit, you've got apple, pineapple, peach, prune, orange, cranberry, papaya, beet, acerola, cherry and date. On the veg, you've got carrot, cabbage, kale, rice bran, broccoli, beet, tomato, garlic, parsley, spinach and oat bran. And on the berries, you've got grape, raspberry, bilberry, blueberry, cranberry, pomegranate, blackcurrant, blackberry, elderberry, artichoke, and cacao. So since June this year, I've literally been flooding my body with over 30 varieties of fruit and veg every day. So no wonder I feel so good. And stuff that I would never eat. Some of the stuff in this I honestly would never eat. So that's pretty much it. And how it's made is it's all third-generation farmers, and it's all grown under really strict guidelines. They pick everything in that last 2 weeks of ripening. So this is when all the birds and the insects are out trying to eat it because they're smart, right? They still eat seasonally and they're trying to eat it when it's in its top nutritional state. So unlike us these days, like the produce that we're eating from our supermarkets these days, we don't eat seasonally anymore. This fruit and veg is picked and it's kept in cold storage. It's covered in herbicides and pesticides. And as they need it, they ripen it under lights. And this is the produce that we're eating. So, Juice Plus is all herbicide and pesticide free. It's picked in that last 2 weeks of peak ripening. It's then all juiced down. They then take that thick layer at the bottom of the juice. They get rid of all the liquids and the sugars actually are extracted. So this product is incredible for diabetics because they can't eat all the fruits that everyone else can eat. So they take this thick layer at the bottom and they dehydrate it at 0 degrees and just turn it into a powder and encapsulate it in a really fine capsule, literally within 6 hours of being picked, which is incredible. Often people ask why it's not in a powder form, which is a really good question, and that is because, like all the greens powders and the powders that we're on, every time you open that lid, it oxidizes. So like an apple does when you cut it and it turns brown, every time you open a lid of a powder, it oxidizes and it's within 6 hours of it being picked. Because it's whole food, the body recognizes it as food. So it literally, the body starts using Juice Plus it's in the bloodstream within 3 to 5 minutes. So within 3 to 5 minutes, it's in there working wherever it needs to work, which is also amazing. The World Health Organization says that we should actually have 9 to 13 servings of fruit and veg every single day to help prevent disease and illness. Here in Australia, they have given us the guidelines of 2 and 5 servings of fruit and veg every day. And why is that? Because they think it's achievable. Actually, only 2% of Australian adults are actually getting 2 to 5 servings, and only 1% of Australian kids, which is crazy. So the World Health Organization says 9 to 13. However, if you're exercising regularly, if you're an athlete, or you're putting your body under the pump like we are in yachting, it should be 19 plus servings a day. And none of us are getting that. You know, myself, now that I eat probably 80% organic, and I really do take care of myself now and live a really kind of holistic way of living, but I'm still probably only in an 8 out of 10, and that's most days. You know, some days I'm still at the 4 or the 5, and when we think about in yachting, when we're on charter, you know, we're probably at a 4 or 5 out of 10. So Juice Plus has just been designed to bridge that gap between that 4 and the 5 and the 10 out of 10. So you're consistently topping up the nutrients in your body every single day, and that just allows you to function properly during these, you know, times of stress and, you know, getting through these charters where you're physically and emotionally exhausted. This is just going to help you guys out massively. So that's the capsule. This is all your micronutrients. So Juice Plus actually changes the body on a cellular level after 4 months. I've had some huge results even after the 4-month, 5-month mark, and it will continue to change over time. There is another product which helps all your macronutrients, and this is it here. It's called Complete. Guys, I'm not a shake kind of girl normally. I'm not someone that gets on the protein shakes and stuff like that. I mean, I have tried a few in the past. This is not like that. This is all your superfoods, all your good fats and all your carbohydrates. It's in chocolate and vanilla. I just think that instead of stuffing my face in the pantry with the croissants, I could have been having one of these. I now blend it with like almond or coconut milk, and I throw in things like avocado and spinach and chia and goji, berries, whatever, you know, bananas, whatever you want to put in there. So these, I just see how beneficial this would have been to have, you know, got me through some of those days on yachts. And that's it. There's only one other product. It's the chewy form. So a lot of people who can't take capsules, you know, with the capsules, you can open it up and stir it in water or juice. I have it that way, or throw it in a smoothie and blend it up. The chewies are another way to have them. They've actually been designed probably for kids more so. They've taken 17 varieties of fruit and veg and mixed it with tapioca and made it in a chewy form. I will just quickly say a little bit about the Children's Health Study. So it's called The Company with a Heart, and that's because, you know, for every adult that takes Juice Plus, you are able to sponsor a child. It doesn't have to be your child. It can be a friend or family member. Anywhere from the ages of 4 to 18 for up to 4 years. So as long as you're on Juice Plus, that child will have the chewies, which I think is about $5,500 worth of product, which is incredible. And, you know, there's so much research that's gone into this. You know, they've discovered, like myself with the capsules, once you start flooding your body with this amount of nutrients consistently, you start craving different things. You know, I think I can count on one hand how many times I've eaten chocolate in the last 5 months, for real. You know, kids are now starting to eat things that they normally wouldn't eat and experiment with food more. But more importantly, you know, the kids are not on antibiotics as much. There's no more ear infections. You know, I've got some friends with their kids on the chewies, and, you know, they've seen some crazy results. You know, I've got, you know, a friend whose kids have never been on antibiotics. So, you know, it's an amazing product. You know, the company Juice Plus is literally, this product is the most researched nutritional support product in the world. They encourage people to get hold of the clinical research. It's on their website. There's loads of it. There's actually 35 medical journals on Juice Plus. And often, you know, there's studies done by independent institutes all over the world, including universities, and these studies are done for up to a year at a time. So unlike a lot of your vitamin companies and your supplements, you know, they encourage people to find clinical research. There often isn't any clinical research. So it is the most researched nutritional support product in the world, and it's the world's #1 nutritional support product in the world. It's super simple. It's fruit, veg, and berries. You know, our need to eat fruit and veg is never going to go away. In fact, it's only going to increase as, you know, our environment changes around us. So, you know, it's such an important product to be able to incorporate into our daily lives. So thank you so much for letting me share. I hope you sat down with a cup of tea or a glass of wine and watched this. And please feel free to message me with any questions. I'd happily answer any that you guys have. So thanks very much. Ciao.